When I tell you these Mississippi demons, is it okay if I call them Mississippi demons? Press 2 if it's okay if I call them Mississippi demons. These Mississippi demons, honey, thought they was slick, y'all. Honey, did y'all see that Officer Tatum? Yeah, he's a YouTuber. Yeah, the same one y'all been watching. I know y'all been over there watching his stuff. He done dropped a part 3 of that Warren interview. And Warren, honey, Warren walked in there thinking he was going to clear his name. He thought he was doing something. But instead, he handed us the rope to hang his whole story with. Do you hear me? Every single word that Warren spoke made it worse. He's sitting there talking about monotone. He don't got no tears. Did y'all see a tear? No tears. Reading off talking points like he's ordering a pizza. He talking about how he thought Nolan passed out on somebody's couch. He wasn't worried. He went to sleep. He woke up at 7:30 in the morning like it was just a regular Tuesday. But wait a minute. Wait. Ain't this the same man? The same unbothered man that slept like a baby teenager. That's what he said. Didn't he call Nolan's mom at 11:07 at night? Huh? On July the 4th. Called the Coast Guard at 11:45 p.m. at night. Was on the phone for what? 20 minutes, y'all. 20 minutes. Make it make sense. You're not worried about you dialing the moms. You're not panicked, but you on the line with the Coast Guard for damn near half an hour. What 19-year-old boy you know, y'all, calls somebody's mother at 11 p.m. on the 4th of July unless he's setting up a damn alibi? And did he always call her? He ain't never called her. He don't talk to Nolan's mama. They don't have a relationship like that. But out of the blue, July the 4th, at night, he done called her, talking about her son is missing. He felt like something is going on. But he get on Brandon Tatum interview and he lied, talking about he was unbothered. And he was just sleeping like a baby. You see that shit? Let me tell you, unless he knows something already happened and he need a paper trail to say, see, I was concerned. Concerned my ass. You was concerned for covering your own self. That's all you was concerned with. And honey, you got to break down exactly what that cover up got stitched together. Thread by thread, lie by thrive. And that's why I'm here for y'all. And we want to unravel the whole thing, right? So let's look at the timeline because numbers don't lie. Warren said he called Nolan's mom at 11:07 p.m. Have you heard from Nolan? The mom said no. Then Warren hit her with, don't worry, we're going to find him. We're going to find him. Can you imagine somebody calling your phone, talking about, have you heard from your son? And then going to hit you with, we going to find him. We going to find him. Hold up. Now honey, if I'm not worried, you got me worried now. Now, if you're not worried, if you think he just crashed on a couch somewhere, sleeping one off, why you telling his mama you're going to go find him? Because remember, when he went on Brandon interview talking about he thought Nolan just was sleeping at somebody random house. Like Nolan don't have a house of his own. Like Nolan don't have a bed of his own. I hate how they trying to paint Nolan to be to alcoholic and he just goes off and just sleeping with different houses. No. Okay? That's not, I think he's good type of energy. That's, I know he missing. I need to look like I'm helping. Then he called the Coast Guard at 11:45 p.m., y'all. 20 minutes. And I guess what, y'all? The Coast Guard didn't even mobilize. No, the Coast Guard did not mobilize. They didn't do nothing to Nolan's mama reported him missing at midnight. So, what was Warren saying for 20 minutes, I wonder? What was he even reporting him missing? Or was he just talking, creating a record, establishing a timeline? Because here's what don't add up for me. He said he got agitated call at 12:30 from someone looking for Nolan. But he already called the mama at 11 something. And then the Coast Guard before that. So you was ahead of the panic, right? Come on, make it make sense. You was setting the table before the guests even knew they was coming, boo. Yeah, he was setting that table before they even rang the doorbell. Ding dong. Then you went to sleep. You crashed. No worries. But you called the mom. You called the Coast Guard. But you got a crazy call. Nah, that ain't worried, friend. That's guilty. That's a guilty man building a case for his own innocence. And I see it, honey. My kings and queens see it too. We all see it. Now, the CETO call. Can we talk about that? Ooh, this is where it gets nasty. They call for a tow at 4:30 in the afternoon talking about the boat is sinking. The pump is broke. That's what they said. Water coming in, panic mode. But then Wyatt's grandfather called the captain on the private line. Yeah, said don't worry about it and canceled the tow. Now, I want y'all to get this clear. Is it Wyatt's grandfather or is it Warren's grandfather? Because I'm starting to hear different things. I could have swore it was Warren's grandfather, okay? They don't need it, but that's what Warren's grandfather called the captain and told them, hey, cancel everything. They don't need it. Now, mind you, they supposed to be sinking in the water, 31 feet of water, and you got 7 kids on this boat, and you don't need any help anymore? Yeah, something fishy with that. I don't give a damn if my child was in the water on a boat that was sinking and 31 feet of water. You better call the helicopter. You better call Jesus on the main line. You better call any and everybody to help my child. But the elder, the adult, the grandfather told the captain, don't worry about it. They're fine. Something is going on right there, y'all. But let me tell you, if your best friend is missing, if you in 31 feet of water, why are you canceling a rescue mission? Why are you telling the captain to stand down? I'll tell you why. Because the boat was not sinking. Do you guys agree with me? Press 2 if the boat was never sinking. That is called an alibi, ladies and gentlemen. Honey, that pump was just a cover up. It was a cover up. And if you listen to that damn call, and I mean really, really listen, put your ear to the speaker, turn the volume up, listen to the background, you can hear. You can hear the panic in those kids' voices. You can hear a girl crying, is he dead? Is he dead? Nolan, get up. Oh, God. You can hear all that, honey. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Did y'all hear all that? Press 7 if you heard all that. I heard all that and more, honey. Yes. Okay. Nolan, wake the F up. I heard that too. Wake the F up. Check his chest, Wyatt. Check his chest. I heard that too. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is he dead? Honey, that ain't no sinking boat call. That's a we just killed one of our friends and we need to get off this water before somebody finds the body type of call. Okay? The dispatcher even asked, y'all, is everybody on that boat alive? Did y'all catch that? It's a reason why she asked that. Because she probably heard that shit in the background too. Is everybody on that boat alive? And they couldn't even answer it straight. Warren could not answer it straight. Because no. Everybody was not alive, y'all. Nolan was on that boat, dying on that boat, or probably already dead, and they called a tow truck instead of 911. instead of the Coast Guard, who they already talked to and apparently didn't tell nothing useful. Okay? They called the sea tow to drag a boat with a dead body back to the granddaddy's dock, and granddaddy made sure the record got scrubbed by calling direct, no ditch back log. Yep. And guess what? The sea tow people, they didn't come either. Nope. The daddy canceled that. That granddaddy canceled that. You know why? Because it was a dead body on board and they need to cover it up. They didn't want no paper trails. They didn't want no ditch back log because they just got finished murdering Nolan. Honey, just ignore them kids. They fine. That's the excuse when they was anything but fine. Do you hear me? Now let's get to the meat, to that pump, right? The magical pump that supposedly broke and caused all this. Honey, I looked into all of that. And the pump sits at the absolute bottom of the boat, under the floorboards, under the engine mounts, tucked away, covered, hidden. You cannot, I repeat, y'all, you cannot step on it or break it. You cannot smash it and a scruffle on the deck. You cannot damage it by roughhousing. It is a physical impossible for a 6'1" athlete to accidentally break a pump with his foot in a fight. It's not going to happen, y'all. So somehow, did it get broken? I'll tell you how. It got broken because somebody got slammed into it. Hello, press 5 if you believe somebody got slammed into that pump. Somebody got thrown into that hall, which it was Nolan. Somebody head hit the back of that thing hit the back of somebody's head. I promise y'all. Got cracked against something hard and covered down there. I promise y'all. Or it was never broken at all. It was one or two. Or it was never broken at all. It was just an excuse. The story they told, so when the boat got searched, nobody would ask, why is there blood? Why is there damage? Why does it look like a fight happened down here? See? They'd just say, oh, the pump broke. We were sinking. We panicked. But here's the thing. A broken pump don't sink no boat. Okay? It's a backup pump. A secondary system. It handles like rain, water, and all that, right? It is not designed to stop a boat from going under. So if the boat was taking on water so fast, that ain't from a broken pump. That's from a hole, from damage, from a body getting thrown around, from a fight. And that mark on the back of Nolan's head, honey, that is bloody tissue, right? That didn't come from no drowning. That came from something very hard, something metal, something at the bottom of the boat where the pump just happens to sit. Honey, you do the math. I already did. And here come the part that made me get up and just walk around my house, y'all. Warren, in his monotone, no tear, coached by the PR team interview, said Nolan was holding Katie, cradling Katie, you know what I'm saying, caressing Katie. Now, I need the men watching this to tell me something. When you see your boy with a girl at a sandbar, do you say he was catering her, cradling her? Do you? Because I asked around and I said, if you saw your friend hugged up with somebody, what would you call that? They said hugged up. On her, kicking it, loved up. But cradling is like what you do to a baby. Cradling is what you do to somebody dying in your arms. Don't you cradle somebody that's dying in your arms, right? Think about it. And that word, that's one weird, hater ass, jealous ass word told me everything I needed to know. Warren was sick watching Nolan with Katie, y'all. Yes, he was. He was observing them. He was mad. And it makes sense because Katie boat was docked right next to theirs. They wasn't miles apart. They were feet apart. And honey, Warren brother, we know his brother put somebody in a chokehold that night. Either it's Warren brother or Wyatt brother. We know there was a fight. What if the fight wasn't just random? What if it was over Katie, y'all? What if one of them wanted Katie or used to date her or couldn't stand seeing a black man with Katie? What if they started yelling, Nolan, get the F off the boat? You know, not because they was leaving, but because they was jealous, because they was trying to cock block. You understand? Because they wanted to son him in front of her. Nolan got on that boat, or maybe never got off, and they jumped him, honey. Yeah, 6, 7 on 1. A 6'1" athlete fighting for his life in a space he could not run from. And the pump got broke in the process, or the pump was the damn weapon. Either way, that cradling comment, honey, when I tell you that just woke me up so much. They was mad Nolan had Katie, y'all. And they did what jealous, drunk, entitled cowards do. They mobbed his ass. And honey, don't even get me started on the system. The coroner still won't return Nolan's throat, y'all. Did y'all know that? They still got his throat. His throat and his lungs. And ain't no rule in Mississippi that lets them keep them body parts. I'm talking about none. But they holding until his throat like it's the last witness they can talk to. You understand? Because it can. Cause it can. It can tell us he was choked. You know, that throat can pretend and be like a witness. It can tell us his airway was crushed. That throat can tell us there was no water in his lungs, which means he was dead before he hit that damn ocean. Dead on that boat, thrown overboard like trash, but I don't think he was thrown. I think he was thrown overboard on July the 6th at night, going into the morning. He was thrown on there and been placed on the water line. And the judge, honey, Warren's mama is a judge. Her husband, Warren's daddy, runs the toxicology lab. Did you know that? Did you know that Warren's daddy runs the toxicology lab? The same lab that's supposed to tell us what was in Nolan's system. The same lab that can make a report to say whatever they needed to say. Honey, we got the judge, the coroner, the grandfather, the police, the mayor, the whole Mississippi good old boy network holding hands and singing nothing to see here. But we see you. We see all of y'all. And that throat you hiding too. That throat gonna talk, baby. One way or another, that throat gonna talk. And it always does. So here's where we at, y'all. Nolan Wells did not drown, okay? Press 5 if you agree. Nolan Wells did not drown. Nolan Wells did not drown. He did not wander off. No. He did not wander off and die. He didn't fall in the water and die. He died on that boat, surrounded by people he called friends, people who were supposed to have his back, and instead they put him in a chokehold and cracked his head or stumped him out. Whatever happened in that on that boat where that pump sits, honey, then they panicked. They called the mama judge. They called granddaddy to cancel the rescue because they noticed they done fucked up because it's starting to be recorded and they don't need nothing to be recorded. They threw him in that water. They took his phone to delete the damn evidence. They kept his throat so he could not speak from the grave. And they sat down with Tatum with no tears and called it cradling. But the background voices do not lie. The "is he dead?" don't lie. The missing lungs don't lie. We don't lie. Nolan Xavier was killed by jealousy, covered up by corruption and thrown into an ocean that Mississippi thought would keep its secrets. But the ocean spoke, y'all. The audio spoke, y'all. And now we speaking, y'all. And we ain't gonna stop speaking, y'all. Now, not till every last one of them is in handcuffs. Not till Nolan's mama gets her baby's throat back. Not till justice, I'm talking about real justice, is served. Rest in power, baby. We got you. And to everybody on that boat, to the judge, to the coroner, to the system, we see you. And the reckoning is coming, baby.